Hello and welcome back to Regency era OpenTTD, in which we watch horses slowly transport small amounts of cargo around a map. So this colliery, we built sort of some coal services around it, but we're not transporting anywhere near the amount of cargo we actually could. This is down at kind of 32% transported. This is piling up. There's 730 tons of coal here, and the sort of horses occasionally come in and horses occasionally go out. But we could do far better than this. And this was this sort of coal train. So let's group up the coal horses and just let's do that. So these ones go to New Rock. So I'm going to split up the coal as well. I want to see which ones are most profitable. So we're going to. Those are the New Rock coal horses. This is Stonehaven Green coal horse. Let's put those in there. So that's Coltrane Jane and Coltrane John. They go there. And then finally this is the Clanfair coal horses. So let's put those in as well. So let's have a look at these. And these are reasonably profitable. These are reasonably profitable. And these, well, apart from Coltrane Jane, who seems to be... I spy a problem here, which is that we accidentally built Coltrane Jane way over there, and she's rather sadly wandering around, not picking up any coal. So let's get rid of this Coltrane Jane, and let's make this Coltrane Jane. Let's make this Coltrane Jane second. And there we go. That might improve things there. So that's rather better. And let's not do that. That was rather foolish. Why didn't we spot that earlier? So this is why it's good to sort of look and check the profit of your vehicles, because you start finding things like this. And let's just set this passenger line as well. So yeah, just passengers, and then so there we go. So those are all grouped. But what we want to do now is to vastly increase the capacity of coal. So this station is sort of reaching the, I guess, the end of its useful life here. So we want to build this out, and one of the kind of the easiest things to do with this would be to sort of separate it out. So rather than having these trains go around a roundabout and all conflict with each other, we're going to set up the roundabout so that the station's actually non-conflicting. So let's tell the horses to clear off. Go on, Coal Clarion Clark, give them clear off out of it. There we go. So that's good. And let's just set this up so nothing can kind of arrive here. Meantime, so I'm going to start removing bits of station and clearing this out. So okay, so we got a nice sort of thing, and I have 73,000. Oh yes, that's going to happen. I've got 73,000. I've got plenty of money to do this. So let's start building some, I guess, some stations, some tracks and bits. So what I'm going to need to do is to kind of bring this, and I'm going to keep my kind of weird fixation with never using the distant join stations, always making sure they're completely connected. So I'm going to bring a coal pile up here, and maybe sort of some conveyor belts and some nice bits there. So let's do this. And now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to create two stations here. So this is going to be one kind of loading bay. So I can go and I can connect that up now. And these sort of exit signals here. Oh, yes. There we go. So that's one part of my station. If I actually get this right, and there we go. So, and let's build a depot somewhere near the approach. And for this one here, we can do similar. We can now produce a station. Let's do a 4x2 here, and that can come down there. So let's get rid of that. Let's actually make this. Let's make this some more efficient double track. Because what we're going to do now is we're going to need to. Oh, that's a good point. This needs a little bit more space so we can have exit signals here. So you'll notice when I build this that I don't build these stations. They don't need the entrance signals. The station kind of has an implicit signal in and of itself, but you do get vastly better throughput if you have an exit signal here. It will allow the horses to be coming into this station as soon as that horse leaves. It will be able to come into the station. So there we go. So we now got a we now have a nice setup here, and I'm also going to start thinking about improving the throughput of this station as well. So let's do that. Let's think about how we want to do this. So we should have some sort of facility or fixture there, I think. So let's have a look at what we can build. A little open storage shed. So I'm just going to demolish that and put that in there, and then create a sort of nice mineral unloader here. So there we go. Let's actually double track that. Maybe a little bit excessive, but let's see how we go with this. So I'm just going to bring that out. Oh, this is a bit sort of Wallace and Gromit, isn't it? Building this just as the horses arrive. And actually, there's a mistake here, which is I haven't put my exit signals. Again, I haven't left space for those those exit signals, which is rather a problem. But let's fix that by just pushing this round to here, and then what I can do with this is I can just make this station temporarily shorter, and then as these go in, I can lengthen the station, so that will be fine. That can go there. That can go there, and this can now be lengthened. So, what is the benefit of doing this? A good question. You know, why would you bother doing this? So let's now look at this. So what we have here, if I just turn this into sort of neat double track again, is we now have a sort of quite nice little high throughput line. So I am going to now need a lot of horses, because this, as you see, it's still building up. Since we last looked at it, it started at sort of 700 and something, and now it's around 940 odd something. Coal is building up, and it's not going anywhere. So let's have a look at these new rock horses. These new rock horses, they're not too unprofitable. They make about sort of 1,000 a year. Clanfair would be perhaps better to upgrade, but let's at least start running these. So I'm going to call this let's see. These are now going to become my horse cloning vats. I'm definitely not going to be able to name horses, so I'm going to build actually some longer trains as well. I'm going to go in for something even bolder. I'm going to go in for a 10-horse train here, and let's do that. So 10-horse train, I think. Let's try 7 wagons. And that's length free. That's not too bad. Length free, that means that will fit into my stations, which are actually, yes, the smaller station is length free. So those will fit in the station. Train 5. This will be there. This will be, what do we call it? Cloned horse. And this is just 1820. So and it's going to share the orders with these. And then That means I should probably put it in the new rock group. And now let's clone this lots of times. So in fact, I'm going to run out my money on cloning this. I'm going to let these build, let these sort of make their way round the station. And there we go. So this is a much longer train. It's still travelling at about 15, and that's fine because this is still a level route. So let's see how these go. And let's see if these start taking away some of this huge coal mountain. So I probably need to space the signals a bit closer as well. This is going to be quite a densely packed route. So I'm just going to pop those down like that. Costing me rather a bit of money to run those, but it's probably not too bad. I think I will make far more money from the coal as it goes places. Now, having set those up, so I have Clanvo. Clanvo actually makes quite a bit of money for me. It's surprisingly profitable route. Ooh, Coltrane Jane the Second can't find a route. We've done something rather foolish there. So let's remove that. And let's double track that up. We're starting to get deadlocks. We're starting to see the limits of these little passing places. But let's turn Coltrane John round. And let's hope that Coltrane John does not crash into... Yes, excellent. We've avoided a crash so far. It will happen. There will be a horrible crunch at some point. But for now we've avoided that. So there we go. Lovely. And that train is off there. So this may as well be double track as well. This is not really saving us much money. So let's do a little bit more upgrading. This is that's rather unprototypical for a plateway setup. You kind of feel that plateways were small little industrial systems. They weren't really these kind of enormous networks. This is fine. This is not alternative history. Yes, in which vast networks of horse-drawn plateway were built. So there we go. That probably doesn't need a signal. It's not that heavily trafficked. So that's fine. Let's go now and look back at our heavily trafficked, sort of near the horse cloning vats, which are horses are still pouring out of the vats. They're really very busy cloning operation. That's the last of it. Excellent. So a cloned horse 1820 is nearly there. Although we're still building up quite a queue here, and this is not necessarily a queue from not having enough cargo to go around, because you see there's still mountains and mountains of coal here. It's a queue born of the fact that this station just is not really efficient enough. We could have far more horses loading here. So let's start considering this. So let's start expanding this out even further, I think. So let's pull this all the way from over here. And this is going to be the new horse route. Let's slow things down a little bit as they go around here. And hopefully that's not going to impact our profits too much. There you go. Hopefully make sure there's no unfortunate collisions or any horses about to slam into each other. But no, it seems not going to happen to us yet. So that's good. So I'm just going to add I'm going to add this extra platform here. This just means we can get more horses loading near the cloning vats and hopefully get things moving through this network a bit more efficiently. The unload here. Well, this doesn't seem to be too bad, actually. I think partly because when the horses are empty, they're moving away quicker. As you see, these are getting to only about that's a 4-horse one. This is a 5-horse one. So the 5-horse setup is going sort of 13-14 miles an hour when it's full, but when it's empty, it's doing kind of 16. So this kind of, the exit of this doesn't necessarily need to be as efficient as the exit of this, because things are arriving here faster than they're leaving. But down here we have the opposite situation. Things are leaving here faster than they're arriving. So you could sort of, you can have a slightly asymmetric setup for now. As vehicles get more powerful, this will become less the case. You know, they will accelerate to their top speed relatively quickly, and in fact will probably want longer acceleration runs because these tight turns will start to become a factor. But for now, the time of George III and George IV, these aren't really, it's not as if we are prevented from tearing around this corner at 13 miles an hour. So we can live with the compact station. Yeah, so this is doing quite well. And in fact, we can repay some more loan. We can be some kind of financially prudent as well. So there's this build. So this is not totally efficient. I see a few horses sort of stopping at signals and waiting, but let's have a look. We are really eating into this coal mountain now. This is really dropping down. Oh, we're actually dropping into the red. And I will borrow some money back because going into the red actually does cost you. It's something I found out. Given that I've been playing this game for probably 26 odd years on and off since 94, when the Transport Tycoon originally came out. Not even the deluxe version with two-way signals, but the very original Chris Sawyer's Transport Tycoon. And I only discovered the other day that when you go into the red on money, you actually get charged interest on it. I didn't check to see whether the interest was comparable to a loan, or whether it's you're still cheaper to go into the red by a small amount. But I still feel not totally comfortable. And looking at this we are in theory we are actually profitable. We can see money going up there. I suspect some of what tipped us into the red actually would simply have been a tax bill, which is villages doing that to us. So let's have a look. Did we pay? Actually, no, we didn't pay tax. So this was just our construction. We spent enough on construction that we didn't pay any tax. So we were obviously using our money. It's just natural running costs. And this is actually a thing with networks. It's worth mentioning is as you get a big network, you can find sort of at this intermediate stage that lots of things are still sort of chewing up running costs, but you don't necessarily have enough frequency of vehicles dropping off their wares, their piles of coal to offset it. You don't, so you still have quite sort of spiky kind of not as income, but bank balance where you pay hefty running costs and then something unloads and then something else unloads. But yeah, so it does mean that as you sort of get to this stage of the game, you still do need a relatively large margin. But let's pay that loan off completely. Let's feel good about ourselves that we've paid off our loan, because that feels like a nice kind of milestone. And what do you want to do as well? Just say a milestone. So maybe a couple of minutes more, just sort of see how this goes, because I can see the coal is beginning to drop, but also we will be seeing more of this being produced. We'll be seeing more of this being produced because the rating, the sort of transporter rating will be improving. So hopefully, all things going well, this is a system that should balance. So let's do that. Let's stick on some smooth jazz, and we shall see if this balances out. So what we're seeing there is that this has kind of balanced out at a place where we have kind of two horses loading. So I am going to send some of my cloned horses. So I think maybe let's see. Let's have cloned horse. Oh, it's the original cloned horse, but these are faceless clones. This is not like keeping Luminous Bob around for years because we love Luminous Bob. This is a case of we're just going to coolly get rid of these. So I think looking at this, the kind of loading pattern, we have 2 sets of cloned horses too many. So I'm going to get, oh dear, some transport companies are not doing quite as well. So this at this stage, sometimes with the AIs, it's more useful to see a it becomes what am I talking about? It becomes more useful to oh, this is a problem. This should not be signaled in this way. This should not be signaled in this way at all. That's why. That's the problem. That was foolish. So yes, sometimes it can be useful to at this stage of the game. Sometimes it can be useful later on to purchase the AIs because they have routes that you want to serve, and it's quite fun sometimes cleaning up their messy networks. But at this stage, no, it's really not worth it. That we'll be charged a fortune for their. Whereas yes, that all went wrong. Let's ignore that all having gone wrong. But let's come back here, and this is now balancing about right. So we got about the right number of horses to this, and as long as this coal mines production doesn't go up too much, we're now fully serving it with something that's yes. Do they have anything useful? Well, they have nothing profitable. They just have some drays and a lot of debt. So we're going to say no to that, and they're going to disappear. And maybe we will get a better competitor next time. But let's see, as I think that's got to about our 20 or so minute clock. So I shall see you next time. And until then, let's enjoy the fruits of our horse cloning vat.